Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Gaming, back with the payday final part of the Cayo Perico heist. We are now moving on to what you have all been waiting for, the finale, the heist itself. So, in the last video, we just finished up all of our setups. We got our fingerprint cloner, and we got our weapon loadout. Now, this is all that we need for that. I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up. Now that we've got everything, I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up and exactly how to do what I do so that you guys can run into as minimal amount of problems during the finale, doing it solo, as possible. Excuse me. So, I'm here in my sub, as always, and I'm back here at the planning table. Now we see that this is the final. This is what I want the tally of stuff to look like in the prep tab. So this is our our intel tab. You go over to our prep tab like we've been doing. We have our approach vehicles 1. That's our Kosatka. That's our sonar jammer mission that we did. Our equipment. So you can see we've got our safe code, our fingerprint cloner, and our cutting torch. That is all we need for each step of the finale setup. Like I said earlier in the last video and throughout multiple times in this tutorial, we do not need the demolition charges for the method that we're doing. So we can disregard those completely. Same goes for everything in the disruption tab. You don't need to do anything with that because the route that I'm about to show you and the method that I'm about to show you, there's nothing that involves any forms of disruption at all. So we can disregard that totally. This is what your final tally after you do all the setups should look like. You got 1 for approach vehicles, 3 for equipment, and 1 for weapon loadout. You also want to make sure you purchase suppressors, because if you don't purchase suppressors, you're going to run into some problems and it'll make it just a little bit harder. But the Conspirator with purchased suppressors, they run about $5,000, as you can see right down there, and it'll just automatically put it on all your weapons that you picked, so you don't got to worry about putting them on or taking them off. Now, there's going to be a new tab over here, finale, and you don't need to do anything over here. You want to go immediately over. My webcam's blocking it, but there's a little block. You can see it highlighted next to my webcam, but it says start. So you want to click start, and it'll take you to a normal job setup screen. You want to purchase your armor. I always do it in third person. I don't need any camera lock. So you confirm settings, you close matchmaking, and you hit play, and it's going to ask you if you want to launch this job solo. Of course we do. This is what this whole thing has been. So yes, launch the job solo. Now, this is where we set up everything that we want to set up. So our approach vehicle. Obviously, we did our submarines. We got the sonar jammer. So we got the Kosatka. That is what's going to guarantee, and also our compound entry point and the infiltration point. They're both going to be the same. So drainage tunnel. That's where our cutting torch comes in. Drainage tunnel. Now, because we've chosen these approach vehicles and these points of entry, we will be given a set of scuba gear, and that scuba gear is very important for entry, and it's also very important for our exit. It's arguably the most important part of our exit, is having that scuba gear. It's what guarantees the easy getaway. So, I'm going to hover over these real quick before I select everything else. So our approach vehicle, 1, Kosatka, boom, make sure you have that. Infiltration point, drainage tunnel, make sure it's like that, boom. Compound entry point, also drainage tunnel. Those two should be the exact same, drainage tunnel for both of these. The escape point, I always set mine to North Dock, and I'll show you why. You'll see why. I'll explain it later. Set that to North Dock, drainage tunnel, and Kosatka. And I always do I have never really noticed a difference, but I always find it easier to just do everything during the day. So just make sure you do it during the day. So this is our complete, and we have our weapon loadout down here, Conspirator with suppressors. If you don't have suppressors selected, it'll look like that, a little hollowed out box. Make sure it's colored in with the orange, so you have the Conspirator loadout that we just got, and we have our suppressors equipped, so we're looking good there. Hire support crew, we don't need any of that stuff, because again, this is a solo thing, so we want all the money, okay? This is what your final setup should look like. We have the Kosatka for our approach vehicle. Again, these 2 points, the infiltration point and the compound entry point, both drainage tunnel. That's very important. Our escape point, also very important for later for the escape. North dock. Make sure it's north dock. On our time of day, I always do it during the day because I don't run into any problems during the day, and that's fine. We want no problems. So now that we've got that all set up, we hit continue, and you can see we're wearing the scuba gear. We hit ready to play, and now we're in the finale. This is it, baby. Take a minute to load in, but you should see a little water effect and this. You can see we have our scuba gear, and out in front of me is where the drainage tunnel is going to be. It's marked on the map. You can see it on the mini map right there. Make sure you do not touch these.
I have your position. I will also access compound CCTV to see you when you are there.
Make sure you do not touch these floating sea mines. That'll be a problem.
You're never afraid to return to the scene of the crime, even if it involves underwater drainage pipe. It's just up ahead.
There will be a little frame drop coming up here because there's so many assets loading in. It's not the stream, it's not the video, it's just the game. But make sure you don't touch any of those sea mines. That'll be a problem for escaping or going in, obviously. There's our frame drop like I was talking about. And now we're good. We want to swim right up into this drainage tunnel.
You are a good swimmer. The maintenance room is not far.
And you cut through the grate. A little prompt will pop up for you to cut through the grate. And this is where our cutting torch comes in. So you hold right trigger, and you cut through each of these little green highlighted areas until you make it through all 4 sides of the grate. And then once you cut through the grate, it'll be a little cutscene of him pushing the grate through, and you swim right through there.
Perfect. As we say in Navy, you want the element of surprise? Choose least hygienic option. Now, enjoy your little swim, yes?
A little prompt pops up. It says he's right on the D-pad to choose this infiltration point. Obviously, we want to do that. And coming up here in a second is also a very important little tidbit of information. So after you get out of this cutscene of our guy, you know, poking his head out the door, coming out, you'll spawn like this, okay? And we'll get our silenced pistol out, and we're gonna do a 180. So instead of going up this stairwell, we're gonna do a 180 and go this way.
I have 2 operations in the same way, huh? Now, we'll look for the vault. Maybe start in the central building.
So you walk up this flight of stairs, and this second little beam of stairs right
You're
here.
in the area where Mr.
This is
Rubio's
where you want to be.
personal bodyguards operated. These men will know every
Hop
soldier
up here.
under their command. No disguise will fool them.
Use your pistol, aim at the rail, walk up the railing until you hit the thing right here. You can hit X or square if you're on PlayStation, hop up that railing. Now you're up on the roof, okay? Now you want to run over here, run across the roof. Nobody's going to hear you, but just make sure you're not full sprinting. You know, but the only problem you could run into is somebody could be walking down here and see you. But it looks like there's nobody coming. Actually, it looks like there's one guy coming, so we're gonna wait for him to not be walking through here. This whole route will prevent you from getting caught completely. I want you, and it'll make it really quick. So he's walking away. Now you come to this barrier, aim your pistol down at it, and just fall right down onto it. Walk right across very carefully, make sure you're flat square against this, and you climb. Now you fall down here, there's a guy right here, get your silenced pistol out, headshot, he's dead. Now, that guy will have dropped, if this guy does not drop gate keys, the second guy up here will. If they don't drop gate keys, I'll show you the alternate route. But there's going to be a guy that's coming down this stairwell. We just saw it.
You find a locked door. In my experience, you can also
Slap
find
him.
a key.
Boom. Knock him out. We got the gate keys. Cool. So, in the event that both of them do not carry gate keys, that's okay. We can find an alternate route. But since we got gate keys, this will be very easy. This is the office where we want to be. Now, because we don't have any secondary targets to take in the form of paintings, either it would have been right there or it would have been right there, we can go pick up this key card because there's a big green arrow, and there's this little thing that I told you about in the scoping stage. It's a safe. So you open up the safe, and there's a little bit of extra money in here, plus a med kit. So we have an extra $50,000. You can't see because my webcam's blocking it, but we have an extra $50,000 in our take, in our bag, because we raided that safe and got a little extra cash. Now, the next step is to hack this keypad, and that's where the fingerprint cloner comes in. Now, this is very important. I want you guys to pay attention here for a second. Every single one of these...
Fingerprint scanner. Time to break out the tool we borrowed from the head of cybersecurity. Remember, it picks up fragments of previous scans. You just have to cycle through them to match the target print.
Every single one of these, put it to the top of the fingerprint. Every single one of these, put it to the top of the fingerprint. Now, you don't have to do anything with this one, but you go down to the next one, and you move one to the right, okay? Go down to the next one, move two to the right. Go down to the next one, 1, 2, 3 to the right. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the right. Next one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. And the final, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And once you do that really quickly, you can see how you can just breeze through the fingerprint stage. So we have to do that for all three. I'll do this one faster so you can see how quick it goes. So, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Do that for all three fingerprints. So, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. Through the fingerprint cloner in a minute, maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes. You can do it even faster if I didn't have to, do the explanatory part. But that's what a tutorial is for. So after you get through there, you go to the basement. And there, you can see on the mini-map I have some secondary targets marked in the basement storage, but you need 2 people for that because it's a double key card system. Here, I'll show you. You can see there's 2 key cards on the wall right there, so we can't access that. Well, we don't care about that. So we're going to burn the lock once again with the cutting torch, and he'll text us the safe code 908611. So you come over here to the safe, and you use the thing to use the keypad to go through it. So 908611, I think is what he said. Hit A to verify it. Boom. So we got our bearer bonds. This is all that we care about. So we have $1.15 million in take. And we are, like you just said, completely undetected.
It looks like they have sealed off the drainage pipe.
So our drainage pipe gets sealed, but that doesn't matter because that's not going to be our exit point. So now, we have our money, we have the secondary take from the safe, and now we're going to be making our exit. So you just go back down the exact way you came, and because we have the gate keys that we picked up from this guy, I'll show you exactly how to get away undetected completely. completely. Ideally.
Remember, there is always time for some last-minute shopping before takeoff.
So that set of gate keys that we picked up will unlock this gate. You unlock it, you go through, there's going to be a couple guys that you got to pop. Make sure you don't get caught in their cones of vision. Pop that guy. Run over here real quick. Pop this guy. And the only guy you have left to worry about is this guy by the car. So we want to. There's another guy that's walking right next to him, so we got to make sure he's not paying attention when we deal with this guy. So we got to wait for him to kind of do his own thing. And we're good. So we're going to pop this guy, and we're just going to make a beeline for this highlighted exit. Choose it. Then you'll get this cutscene. Now, once you get out here, you're still undetected. That's good. There's going to be a guy up here with a bike.
Well done. The compound is done. The only thing left to do is escape. Carry on like this, and they will never know you were there.
So, pop
I
this
have
guy
sent you the extraction coordinates for the North Docks.
and take his bike. Now, this is very important. You want to come over here. Watch this exact route that I'm taking. So you come over here, stay wide of this guy, and go up this hill. Make sure you get out of range of that cone. You just want to keep driving on this hill until you get to the very edge of this hill. And you're just going to send this bike. Absolutely.
He's beautiful, no?
Send the bike. Just absolutely send it off the side of the mountain. And you should start
They
swimming.
have their attack boats mobilized along the coast.
These three mines right here. You want to swim in
If you're
between them.
looking for me, I had to move this up.
You just keep swimming, just like Dory says, just keep swimming, you know? Just keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, because that's how the game wants you to escape, is to get off the island by getting out to sea. And just like that, we got away with, I think we only gunned down, what, 4 people? And we didn't get detected one time, and we made it out with $1.15 million. Now, it'll show us exactly what kind of take we're going to have, because there's a whole bunch of cuts that everyone else takes from you. So that's the potential take. Now, we get $1.01 million. Within 10 minutes and 4 bullets used, we have $1 million. This is the easiest $1 million I've ever been able to do in my entire GTA life. I wish I'd have known about it earlier, and this is how I have jumped from $1 million to $10 million, because you play for an hour and a half, maybe a couple hours, depending on if you need a couple friends to do it with you. You play for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours a day on this game. You do this method, and you just make you just make $900K to $1 million a day, and that's how you grow your GTA account money to be able to afford all the DLC and all that stuff. You can see all the takes, like the primary target take, the bearer bonds themselves are worth 1.1. Our secondary targets take, that's the money that we took out of the safe, and that's how they, compute all that stuff. But like I said, this is the easiest $1 million I've ever made in my GTA life. It's really easy to do by myself, and it's really easy to do in the fact that it's not time consuming. So it's just a win-win situation all around. you can see that I am now at a grand total of $12.6 million. And like I said, that amount is from doing the Cayo Perico at least once a day, and it doesn't take a lot of time. And that's, like I said, how you grow your GTA account. If you're looking for some money for the next DLC, or perhaps for the Tuners DLC that just dropped, which also coincidentally has a lot of good money-making opportunities. But this is the easiest way that I've discovered. This is the fastest way that I've discovered. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this little multi-part tutorial on how I do the Cayo Perico heist. Thank you guys very much for watching. And like I said, I hope this is a lot of new information. I hope this is useful information for you. I hope you are able to be like me and go from $1 million in the GTA bank to now $12.6 million in the GTA bank. So once again, I thank you very much. For anybody that tuned into the live streams, I really appreciate it. For anybody who followed, Lunar, you know who you are. I really, really appreciate it. We'll be back with more GTA content. We'll be back with a ton of other content, you know. And like I said, this is the conclusion of the Cayo Perico heist, since we just did the finale. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And like I said, I will be back later. Talk to you guys later. We'll be back with more content. Thank you very much. Peace.